Hi everybody, welcome back. We are movie related, and we, in honor of the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard trailer that we just looked at the other day, we decided, let's watch the Hitman's Bodyguard again. I've seen it a few times. Never saw it.
Avoided it.
How crazy is that? Well, I said how crazy is that, but maybe they hated it. So let's find out. Okay, tell us the plot there, Paul.
The plot is Ryan Reynolds plays this, he's like a bodyguard service.
AAA
rated.
And he's just really good at protecting people, like super good. That's what he lives for. And then he runs into an incident where he thinks he protected the guy, and right at the last minute, the guy gets dusted. And so he goes into a tailspin. His relationship breaks up. And later on, he's kind of thrust into a situation where he has to protect this guy who's going to a court thing.
To testify
Against a Russian dictator.
Now the guy,
or
Samuel L. Jackson,
Kazakhstan dictator or something like that.
Yeah,
is a hitman
who killed the guy.
Turns out to be his arch nemesis.
Well, also the guy who killed that guy that he was protecting. Okay, that's it. That's the plot.
And what you have is what Falcon and the Winter Soldier should have been.
Right. You've got that banter back and forth, and it was good. It was funny.
Yeah, and two opposite characters. Two completely opposite characters that were able to play off each other.
So what I was expecting going into this was Samuel L. Jackson as the guy in Pulp Fiction, serious, and Ryan Reynolds as the goofy guy.
Right.
But it was flipped.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds was the straight man, kind of.
Still funny, though. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds.
And Jackson was the off-the-wall goofy guy.
Right. And I was expecting just to hear, the word mofo thrown around 100,000 times. And we got that, but we also got Ryan Reynolds saying, "You've actually ruined the word mofo." And that was great.
Yeah, self-aware kind of.
Yeah.
Yep. And don't forget, who's the bad guy?
Gary Oldman. Which,
I love Gary Oldman.
I love him in all the things he does. He's really good. But I found that it didn't quite fit in this movie.
But you know what? He's always the bad guy. I've never seen Gary Oldman be the good guy anymore.
Typecast.
He's not, ever since Fifth Element, he cannot be anything but a bad guy.
Do what you're good at.
Apparently, stay within your zone. That's what it is. But great actors. Salma Hayek is in this. Good actors in this. And like we said, the banter is really good, and even the action is funny. I mean, Ryan Reynolds gets thrown through the windshield of a car, and his reaction to it is good. Are you kidding me? He's, what are you talking? It made kind of sense. It was fun. It wasn't just slapstick humor. It's the reaction that made it funny.
There was a lot of, when you watch a Ryan Reynolds movie, you expect there to be a lot of ad-libbing, a lot of goofy one-liners. I did find that there were a lot of places where I said, hey, maybe they should have edited that one out, because it was a little flat. They were reaching a little bit with that one.
Right.
But for the most part, I thought everything was pretty good.
For the most part, I can't believe I waited so long to watch this movie. I really enjoyed it. I would watch it again.
Yeah. I've seen it many times.
I loved the argument between Jackson and Salma Hayek when she's in prison.
Yeah.
And he calls her. And, he's just smitten with her. And she's calling him every name in the book. And she hates him. And then by the end of the conversation, they're all in love and talking hoochie schmoochy. And,
And the girl, I got a kick out of the girl in the corner. So she's in this jail cell, and I guess she's sharing a cell with another girl, and the girl has to stand in the corner and face the corner, and that's her whole part in the movie, just standing in the corner. Did I give you permission to turn around? And no, I'm sorry. And she's back in the corner,
and then she farts.
And she farts.
Yeah, we're not very classy.
She was only allowed to do that on her break.
Right.
She had to hold that in until she was given permission. That's how in control Salma Hayek is.
It was, and so, yeah, I'm really looking forward. Now that I've seen the first one, I'm really looking forward to seeing the sequel.
I really liked in this one the kind of like the humanity of Samuel Jackson's character. He wasn't just a hitman going to do his job, just a regular guy. He actually had some depth to him.
Yeah, there's backstory.
He was the wise man. He was all about love and dedication to his partner. So I really liked that part. It wasn't just a throwaway character.
Right. And they actually, I mean, they made you think a little bit. Who's the real villain? Is it the guy that's taking out the bad guys? Or is it the guy that's protecting the bad guys? Mm-hmm. Right? So, I mean, they threw these things in there and you're like, wait a second. Yeah, maybe maybe the hitman's the good guy.
Yeah, and without doing it in your face.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Out and out in your face kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's the kind of movie I like. Humorous in points, action in others, and just go with the ride.
Yeah,
and have fun. And they did not, even though there was a guy who was murdering villages and hiding it with the gun and all this other stuff, it wasn't a political statement. It was just, he's a bad guy. Yeah. And that was it. Which is what I appreciate. Just do that. All movies should just do that. Don't try and tell me something and teach me something. Just do that. Make him bad. That's all you have to do.
And I related to it too, because you have Ryan Reynolds. He's talking to his ex-fiance kind of thing, and he knows he's wrong, and he knows he's being a pig-headed, stubborn. But
I forgive you.
He just keeps on going when he knows he shouldn't, and I completely related to that.
Yep. Yeah. When you're trying to not say you were wrong, even though you're wrong, like we are about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Apparently, with all of our reviews, we just keep going on and saying how bad.
We don't learn our lesson.
We don't learn our lesson. But this one, what do you give it?
I'll give this one 7.5.
8.
Ooh, 8. See, I'm in the. If a movie's enjoyable to me, it's a 7. Until it goes above and beyond. This one was just one of those enjoyable things. Like the action, like the humor, like the acting.
This is one of those movies that as I was watching it, I was like, well, why didn't I watch this earlier?
Yeah. And like you said, are we now going to watch The Hitman's Bodyguard Wife?
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
Yeah,
there you
have
go.
to.
It's a no-brainer. So let us know. Have you guys seen The Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, Gary Oldman, Salma Hayek?
Wait, we have enough time. Does this movie deserve a sequel?
Yes.
Or is it just cashing in?
No. I'm okay with the sequel.
But is there more to say to this story?
We don't know until we see it.
I think they could have left this as a standalone, and it could have just been fine. I think there may be a certain level of cashing in for a sequel.
There could, but you know what? In a sequel, my first thought was they've teamed up now and they're working together, and that's not the way they're going at all.
Do the characters have enough chemistry to produce another quality movie?
I think they have enough chemistry. I'm just worried that it's going to feel like cashing in, because this one was a novel concept, and the only thing that's different about the next one is that she's in trouble.
Right.
Okay, we have every noise in the world happening now downstairs, so we have to wrap this up.
The furnace.
All right. It could be. It could be a cash grab. It could be no good, but nothing in the trailer made me say, "Oh no!" In the trailer, it still looked fun. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to trust that they're going to do it right. It might not be a 7 or an 8. It might be a 6.5 to a 7. Who knows? We'll check it out. Let us know in the comments down below. Did you see this one? And are you going to check out the next one? Until next time, when there's not quite so much noise going on, we'll see you on the channel.